No, you don't say it.
We see you
Hello.
mouthing along.
Yes, I'm Adam.
I'm Kate. This is
This is
Adam and Kate.
plus hate on, I'm sure, the best Wi-Fi signal in South Carolina.
You know, we're trying our best. We're learning the ropes. Um, we are a professional entity.
We're adjacent, just like maybe some of the stuff we're going to talk about today. It's adjacent.
It's adjacent. It's the adjacent cast.
It might as well be.
Might as well be.
By the way, guys, we are sponsored by Fume for all of your bad habits. You have two different options for a code. You can type in "spell it out." Make sure you actually spell it out, or "come hard 420 records." Put that in the promo code. Just see what happens. Maybe we'll get money. I don't know. I
I don't think that's how that works, Adam. I don't think we can.
I'm wishing it into existence.
I don't know if we get podcast sponsors on spec. Um,
Be cool to innovate, though. Be cool if we were the first.
just start doing ads for and anything and everything, and
And hope it works. Uh,
we list. I don't understand why it's not making money, babe. We list so many sponsors.
yeah, I mean, Supreme. I didn't buy this hoodie. Totally, I didn't spend my entire paycheck on a pair of selvage denim from them this week. All right. Uh,
And if you're spending rent money on salvage denim, we have other problems. We may have to take that off air.
now we can fix it on air. It's all right. I don't want to air out my bullshit. It's more fun that way. Uh, how was first up? Happy Valentine's Day to our audience, and Kate, happy Valentine's Day to you and yours.
Likewise, likewise. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Did you have a nice day?
Uh, I decided to wake up early and help with the fight camp at the academy for the fighters coming up for a PKB tournament. Before they get ready for regular Muay Thai fights, and then I worked the '80s dark wave, new wave dance party till 1 in the morning. And it was cool being security for that, watching people dance like they're in a 1980s, I don't know, Cure video, alien sex feed video, whatever you will feel like adding. Like they were
My
feeling
question is,
pumpified.
what crowd is coming to this event? Is this
Old.
old? Okay, because that was my question. Because I didn't know if it was going to be primarily people trying to relive a youth that they never really had, or if it was going to be like a bunch of people cosplaying like they were there.
I think like average age was like 47, 48. There were a few younger people,
That's,
but not many.
I mean, at the risk of pot calling the kettle black, that makes me sad in some deep way. Like, it'd be one thing if they were actually going to see like The Cure. It's another thing entirely to dress up and listen to a DJ. It's,
I will say,
it's why I avoid those emo nights that like the fucking plague. It's like, come and listen to a DJ play the best of the 2000s. Like, I'm good. I'm all set.
we lived through it. So, for those who don't know, I do want to talk about emo nights since you brought that up. It's wild because we have two different ones at one of the places I work at. We have the emo night karaoke, which is
Mm.
not great. I have submitted the copy pasta multiple times for the song that I want, just to get up on stage and do it. They're not going to let me do it. And the other one is a band that knows like a million cover songs, and I keep on asking for like very specific stuff. They're like, "Bro, we want to play it, but these kids are not going to get." I'm like, "Then do the hate. Let me do the Hatebreed cover. Let me just throw shit off all together." I I look like Timo Ian Finance right now. We can definitely pull this off. Not re-recording a new EP. I'm just kidding, Ian. I enjoy you. I enjoy the breed. Been a follower of Hate Breed since Jesus Christ, 1995, 96. Shout out Connecticut Hardcore.
Out of Connecticut hardcore. See, in my mind, the copy pasta that you wanted to submit for the karaoke night is just verbatim. The consequences will never be the same, dude.
I'm Jesse Slaughter. Sorry.
Shout out to our non-existent viewership, even fewer of which will get that reference.
It will be very if someone does if some listen if someone when this video goes up whenever it does go up like we are still learning but we're actually actively writing throughout the week so and communicating so like the hardest part is actually done. It's the tech part that like I'm openly stupid about. If we start putting in like little dumb things like that from internet pass and like things that are hardcore adjacent, if someone is able to reach out to us in time, or I'll make a contest. I'll send you some of my shit. I just don't know what it's going to be yet, but I'll send you something. And you'll get a shirt or like a pair of semi-used shoes. I don't know yet because like we just made this up, but yeah, we might. I
Yeah,
think some good contest.
if any of you remember Blood on the Dance Floor and their 13-year-old super fan getting cyberbullied, um,
Make a graphic involving her famous phrase, and we'll give you something.
my God. All right, so we have things to actually talk about, and not
We do.
just
We do.
that shit was like the music equivalent of herpes, and the band's probably had just like, God damn it,
Now everybody else has it. It's a gift that keeps on giving.
it's so bad. Um,
All right.
MySpace era Warp Tour act. Um, all right, so you sent me some stuff this week that I gave a listen to. I sent you some stuff this week that uh you liked. We've got two new records from two great bands to discuss. Where would you like to start?
Let's start with the first thing that you sent me that I, for the life of me, cannot remember the name of, but I love that track, and I went back and listened to their old record from 2022. But the
Killing
name,
Pace?
yes, yes. Uh, I don't think I've used the right name and any of the messages, but I've
Not a
listened to
single goddamn
it.
time. I've had to put together from context clues what you were even fucking talking about.
They got a new record coming out on Triple B, correct? And it's up for pre-order right now over on their site. I don't know the exact date. I could look it up. I have my backup device.
Your
Uh,
backup device.
yeah, my phone.
I
It's my phone.
will. We probably should have just had this information ready to go.
No, this is more
But
fun. This is better.
this is more. Yeah, watching us do research on air, riveting radio and television, uh, killing pace,
Yeah, we can
ripple.
we can edit this part out. Actually, thankfully.
Yeah, that's true. But we
Yeah,
might just keep it in.
why not?
Why not?
All right. So
So
I'm pulling it up right now.
the new record, HCPM, comes out on Triple B on a date after now because this website is not telling me.
All right.
Um,
It says it'll ship in are going to ship in mid-February. Vinyl ships in April. It does not have the exact date from what I'm looking at, but
actually, remember this. The sorry,
you're good.
the record drops in full digitally tomorrow,
Shit.
February 16th. And then like vinyl will be shipping out, I think, What'd you say? March? March?
CDs in mid-February, vinyl it will ship in April.
Yeah. Band Sick, it's fucking heavy as hell. I'm frankly surprised this is a triple B release, and it sounds something like something that would be on Closed Casket,
Or even
um,
Days for that matter.
or Days. Um, it's fucking sick. I saw this band a couple years ago with uh, Brain Tourniquet and Scarab. Uh,
What a wild ass lineup.
yeah, it was sick as hell. There's a couple other acts on that bill that I just, for the life of me, cannot remember. Uh, that was a blast. I hadn't heard of them before walking in that night, and a buddy of mine was like, "Hey, have you checked out Killing Pace?" Like, if not, blew me away. If you like,
Look,
if you like if you like things that sound like End, you like really like viscerally angry music that sounds like the singer is angry at you specifically. Um,
I got a lot of integrity worship and ringworm worship out of the guitars and some of the pacing. And yeah, the vocal performance, you're right. It sounds like they're angry specifically at the listener. Like, I was just here to buy soda. And they're screaming at you for whatever is on their mind at the time. So it is the 12-inch sold out a while ago. You might be able to catch it on a distro. The 12-inch EP, I should say. And the LP, couple variants are left. This is one that because you showed me, I was like, okay, this is you. You and I have a very similar taste in a lot of things, or at least know what the other's going to like, and what the other's going to hate sooner or later. So it's the back and forth of what we're sending each other has been really good. Um, so Killing Pace, not Dead Space, not Killing Flame, which is an old OC band. Killing Pace, uh, coming out on Triple B tomorrow at 2/16 of all. That's a weird release date for a record, but I'm for it. And what did I send you exactly? I sent you a couple things the last couple of days. What did I send you that was new?
so you sent me, and I had to go back and back down, and I gave it a listen right before we started recording, just so um, common ground.
Ah, okay, all right. So
You
West
speak on
Virginia.
this because I don't know anything about it.
Okay, West Virginia is not really known for a lot of things. The opioid crisis. You're welcome. Uh, Incest. Just kidding. That's mostly Kentucky. And
It
Mothman.
is historically the woke Virginia, since it broke off from Virginia because they weren't down with slavery anymore.
Correct. Not a fan of the Jews. I'm just kidding. We're fine. I'm one of 12 from there. It's okay.
All both of you.
So the singer Josh is a friend of mine. I've known him for Jesus Christ. Well, I'm going to say since 2005, 2006. And he was more in the Charleston, Huntington area where bands like Holden Caulfield, shout out Dana and company, and he would go to shows there. And I know we ran into each other a couple times. We made friends a long time ago, and he messaged me one day saying, "Hey, I'm gonna start a band." I'm like, okay, what kind of band? He's like a hardcore band. I was like, I figured because he had done a couple single song performances with Bludgeon because he's friends with the Collins brothers and they're the homies. Shout out Bludgeon. He finally put together a band at age. Josh, I'm sorry if I'm wrong on your year, like 47, 48, because I think he's a little bit older than me. And he put together a bunch of very talented players, and they have been putting to a demo to get out there, which I think he's trying to make a physical happen for the West Virginia Punk Rock Flea Market in March. But they have 2.5 songs recorded for a demo. Common Ground 304, homage to West Virginia with the 304. And I believe the old venue, Common Ground, is where a lot of shows happen. So you made a band out of it. I know I'm forgetting a few details. It's okay. But musically, if it sounds like New York hardcore, but Appalachian way. Like an Appalachian band was like, I can play goddamn Get Fiddle. And they actually put it together. And vocally, he is trying to figure out what he wants to do. So he's shouting instead of like not quite getting everything ready yet. So this demo is his first time recording. I think for a couple of the guys in the band, it's their first time recording. But for essentially an old man band talking about topics specifically related to West Virginia, the opioid crisis, like I mentioned earlier, and just the depression and
Mm.
the problems of Appalachia, along with some of the other newsworthy things that are going on. Uh, maybe a famous wrestler on AEW got in trouble for having a chant, and maybe a T-shirt he wore. That's a good hint, but it also brings in a very specific element, which is going to sound weird. It's like "Kill Whitney Dead" with the quotes, but it's not overdone. It makes sense to everything that they've put together musically so far. And he and I have been going back and forth for like the last, I don't know, several months about everything. And I heard the demo a little bit ago, earlier. I want to say about a week ago, once he got it mastered. And I gave him my opinion. He appreciated it. And it's a good first start for this band. And I suspect by the time they record their second round of music, their voice is going to be succinct as far as what they're trying to do musically, lyrically, vocally, and sonically. But for a starting demo, it is above anything we would have done in college. And they got their heart and their minds in the right place. So I want people to check that out. Common Ground 304, you can type in the word Bandcamp. You can find it on Spotify. It's out there. And I believe the demo, there's a specific name for the demo. I actually got to look that up only because I don't remember it. Do you have it in front of you right now?
The Malden sessions.
Yes. Yes. So put that into your search bars of wherever you get music and entertainment, and you will find it. So Google it, Spotify it. Shout out Josh. Shout out West Virginia. Shout out hardcore in West Virginia. Shout out Mothman.
Yeah. Try and pick it up on Bandcamp if you can. Um, Certainly where it's going to do the most for the artist. So I really enjoyed this. It reminded me a bit of there's the vocal style he's going for, or that at least he achieved on this record, reminded me of there's a spoken word punk band called Dead Pioneers, and it's an all native act, Native American, which I
Why do I
really
know
really
that name?
enjoy. Um,
Why would I know that name other than just from this? I know that name from somewhere. Where would I know that from?
Not sure. They've been making the rounds. I think they occupy like more of a Fat Records adjacent sort of space in terms of audience that they have, but uh,
It was one of the Reddit threads. Somebody asked about a Native American hardcore because Native Blood's a band. That Dead Pioneers, like that's the fucking sickest name I can think of for that kind of a band, and that's where I heard it from.
yeah, I have one of their shirts. It's their logo. It is a Conestoga wagon on fire.
That's
Uh,
dope. It's fucking dope.
it fucking rules. So shout out Dead Pioneers. Actually, if I had gotten my shit together enough to send this to you before we started recording, we could talk about their new single that just came out. Um, it's called Nazi Teeth, uh, and it's sick. So I highly recommend you go give it a listen.
All right, yeah. We'll link in bio, link in
Link in
description
bio.
below. All right. Let's see. You sent that. Did you send me anything else by chance? Because for those people that don't know, we send each other shit almost every day, and I
Yeah.
forget, and it's a lot because we're trying to do a lot of stuff with
So
this show.
I I did send you a link, but that is going to come up because I want to talk about the new Knocked Loose single,
Okay, okay.
and
Let's.
what it reminded me of.
All right.
So
Uh, go off.
if you haven't heard, if you haven't been on the internet, I guess in the last week, or at least not on the hardcore internet, Knocked Loose. metalcore band, hardcore band, one of the biggest guitar acts going that isn't fucking something like Imagine Dragons, um, put out a new single called Hive Mind, with a feature on it from the rapper Denzel Curry. Denzel Curry first got on my radar a couple years back because a friend of mine sent me like, "Yo, check out this rapper covering Bulls on Parade," um, and I was like, "This is sick." And then completely failed to keep up with his career until uh, this song. I've since gone back and listened to it. It's good. He's good at what he does, but this single is cool. Now, heavy music and hip hop have collaborated like this in the past, but this is, at least to my ear, one of the best times I've ever heard it done. And I like this a lot better than any of like the rapcore acts or anything like that that's currently going. Um, just it's I've tried to get into it. It's just not for me, but I really, really liked this. And I think the element that was missing for me at least is often often in the rapcore acts, why it hasn't really clicked for me is that like the rapping couldn't stand on its own as just rap. Right? Like, if I actually sent one of those rapcore acts to an acquaintance of mine who is um, a hip hop super fan. This man has shout out Noah if you ever see this, but this man has an ongoing, constantly updated top 100 rappers of all time that he goes back and revises every couple of months and moves things
Wow.
up and down. I don't love anything as much as this man loves hip hop. And shout out, if you want to listen to his rap, he raps under the moniker the Mighty Rhino. So
Good
shout out
name.
to that dude. Um, but I sent one of those rapcore acts to him, and I was like, "Hey, from a purely rap head perspective, what do you think about this?" And he was like, "It's this isn't good." um, now the music's fun. Um, I won't take that away. They got some heavy riffs, but, to have, but not. I don't want to shit on that anymore. I want to say like to have Knocked Loose, a band that are absolutely at the top of their game, bring in, you know, one of the best rappers currently going at the moment to collaborate. I think worked really, really well. Uh, Track goes hard. What can I
Yeah.
say?
Um, being that I came up in the '90s, the Judgment Night soundtrack kind of set the standard for those kind of collaborations for my generation. Uh, speaking of the hip hop, the hippity hop, I am wearing my Supreme Wu Tang hoodie, and the Wu, and uh, I so Denzel Curry, I have heard on mixtapes and playlists when I would get them from my friends. And they like, hey, you like aggressive music? I'm like, I do like just about every form of aggressive music. That is true. And I think it was like a couple years ago, maybe a year and a half ago. There's a song with Ski Mask they just called "Hit the Floor." I heard it on one of those from Denzel Curry. I heard that on one of the playlists I got. Didn't pay attention to it after a long time. It's on the skate game. It's on the new skate game. Is one of the tracks you can play. It is not the same lyrically. There is a difference. There's some there's some
Oh,
things missing.
did they edit it for for the video game?
Yes, for the E for Everyone video, it is edited, but I went back to that when I heard that, and then again. I left it alone for a while. And then this Knocked Loose track came out. The intro to the video, skate park, DJ puts on a record. Uh, then it all kicks off, and then it has some of the tropes of a lot of the early aughts rap videos and late '90s hardcore band videos of like walking in one place, hanging with friends, But then you got the live performances with the band with Denzel at the skate park, and it looks like a stage right adjacent to it. They have kids moshing by themselves. Like I guess they won the best mosh contest. Just had the spotlight, and those kids are throwing down hard. Like no shade, they're going hard,
Yeah.
fast,
Yeah.
and the way that song integrates every element between both genres that they can that both artists do is seamless. It is seamless. It's nothing jagged that makes you go, ah. It's they figured that out so well that my only complaint, my only complaint, and I had this complaint with one other bit of Knocked Loose in music. When they released those Upon Lost singles, Deep in the Willow and fuck what the other song is. That was just two songs on a 10-inch. Great song. Why couldn't I get a few more? And that's my problem. My only problem with this new song is it's just the one song. I think there's the alternate instrumental cut on the vinyl
Yeah,
release.
the vinyl release is a 12-inch with the song on one side and the instrumental on the B side. And I was maybe I'm just being greedy, but I was like, oh, as soon as I saw 12-inch, I thought, dope. It's an EP. They have more songs together. This will be sick. And then it said 12-inch single, and I got very sad.
Singles can have more than one fucking song. It doesn't have to be just the instrumental. Sorry, I stared needlessly aggressively.
Gave me some crazy eyes there. Um, yeah, but this song was sick. The what is the what? So you'll have to forgive me, as I was, I think, 5 years old when that soundtrack came out. But what was the name of that soundtrack? Judgment Night. That's right.
So, if you get a chance, it combines some of the best at the time aggressive and mostly guitar acts, and some of the best rappers and rap groups at the time. It was the real. If Walk This Way was the very first integration of the two. Some say it was a Blondie song. Look, I don't have time to argue with that. But if the first big melding of two genres was Aerosmith and
Run
Run
DMC.
DMC, Judgment Night soundtrack was, oh, that's cool, Unc. We're going to get all of our friends together and do an entire record. Okay, young blood, I don't see that happening. And then it fucking happened. Then, little couple years later, new metal. So, whatever.
I think you could probably draw a straight line from this record to the start of new metal. Um, so this came out in 1993. I just pulled up the Wikipedia here.
Awesome.
So and then yeah, 3 4 years later, we start getting Corn and all of its various bastard children. Um, but all right, I
It,
just want to give
it
people a taste of what's actually on here.
goes hard.
Um,
Goes hard.
if I can get my phone to scroll, what is happening?
We are only the best YouTube channel.
Only the best.
Only the best.
So we got Helmet, House of Pain, Teenage Fan Club and De La Soul, Living Color and Run DMC, Sonic Youth and Cypress Hill, Biohazard and Onyx, Faith No More, and Booyah Tribe, Slayer and Ice T, Mudhoney and Sir Mix-a-Lot. Um, yeah, there's
It
more.
is it is wild. Uh if anyone saw the movie Spawn and bought that soundtrack from that old movie and how great it mixed stuff together, go back a few years and check this out. If you like the Denzel Curry Knocked Loose single Hive Mind, I'm going to say the Judgment Night soundtrack is mandatory listening if you want to explore the roots of how those bigger collabs with bands at the top of their game and rappers at the top of their game, that is a great way to really get
Yeah.
into it. So I recommend it. Uh, Not only that, but also the Knock Loose single. As a former Knock Loose hater, uh, I started carrying it when A Different Shade of Blue came out. Everything else before, it does nothing for me. But everything after that, that Tearing the Fabric of Life EP, motherfucker, are you kidding me? The Upon Lost single, I will fight traffic bare knuckle to all those songs. They're that good.
Imagine you getting hit by a fucking pickup truck. I didn't hear no bill.
Thought this was America.
um, so it actually reminded me of a thing that what it also reminded me of was the first time that I ever got keyed into, uh, oh, hardcore and hip hop could go well together. Um, do you remember the Legion of Doom mashup that never happened, but it did, but it didn't?
No, this is a blind spot for me.
So, DJ by the name of Legion of Doom, I forgive me, I don't really know the details here. Attempted or put together a album of a bunch of like this was early mid aughts,
Okay,
um,
so kind of modern.
and the thing that I there was a bunch of mashup between a bunch of different bands. This dude never got permission to do any of this. So the only way you can get it is if like you find a MediaFire link, or it's all available on YouTube, I'm pretty sure. But he did a mashup of the song Ebolarama by Every Time I Die with
Ooh.
Memphis Will Be Laid to Waste by Norma Jean. And at the end did a feature from KRS-One. Jesus.
Like, on air production. Fuck. What happened?
Yeah,
Uh,
I was like, I was going and then it stopped. Um, it fucking rules. It's called Ebola in Memphis. Um,
YouTube that shit.
YouTube that shit. Um, it is cool as hell. And it was I remember I think coming across it on like LimeWire when I was in high school and just going, what in the fuck is this? Uh, and it blew my mind. Um, KRS-One with heavy riffs in the background as he raps was really, really cool. Um, I just wish it would have been like an actual thing rather than just some person's like passion project. But
Uh, LimeWire is how I broke down an entire section of the computer lab downloading porn. I just want to put that out there.
bro,
I wasn't watching it. I was just downloading it. I did the watching at home like a respectful college student. I just
okay,
downloaded it there.
and because
Come
that
on
was
now.
like just pulling your pud in a goddamn college computer lab would have made me so sad.
No, that's why you save it to a thumb drive or an external, and then you go home and do that.
Mm,
That's how you're supposed to do it. And in the dark while drinking alone. That's what you're supposed to do.
like a functional adult.
Yeah.
Um,
Uh, all right, so we got those things. We got two other big things that we're gonna go in. Can I interject one thing real quick?
please,
All right, because I eventually want to do a deeper dive on this person and what he's done. Because I think a lot of people on here will be like, "That's awesome." Mail order hardcore was a big deal for me growing up, and because of that, I made a lot of pen pals. This is way before the internet, and my handwriting was not No, it was just as bad as it is now. It was pretty shitty. Spelling, grammar, perfect. Writing, ugh. Anyways, throughout my time doing that, I met the folks that ran In Effect Zine, and really enjoyed going back and forth with them and learning about stuff, learning about hardcore, and like what to check out, what to avoid. And also, I ordered the original Bridge 9 7 inches and the drug free anime shirt. And throughout that time, I struck up a decent conversational relationship with Chris Wren, who took that very small label and launched into the fucking stratosphere to the point where Bridge 9 was one of the biggest labels going in the 2010s. Everyone was trying to get on Bridge 9. What most people don't know what Chris was doing when he was starting up that label, he was in a very, very fun way instigating hatred between the Boston Red Sox and my dad's New York Yankees. I grew up as a Yankees fan. I don't hate Boston, but I'm a Yankees fan. I was raised a Yankees fan. But he started a brand called
No
Sully.
dog in this fight, but
Good. He started a thing called Sully's brand, and they started putting. He started with the Yankees suck stickers, and recently a book came out. It's called Fenway Punk, and it is the story of how Chris and some of your favorite hardcore band members were out there hustling to get money for label and releases and shows and stuff they were doing outside of anything sports related. This is I've only read about 20 pages into it. The story on Sully's brand and how the Yankees sucks thing that they started. The whole hustle was amazing
I
between
certainly
working
remember
for.
seeing those stickers.
So it's one of those things that I feel is not only worth mentioning. I want to do a deep dive on Bridge 9, and I'll have more to talk about this once I get a chance to actually sit down and read it. But this just came out. Let's get that on camera real good. Uh, this right here is a part of hardcore history. It's a part of sports history, and it's involves someone who, and quick shout out, Chris, uh, someone who has been, in a lot of ways, very instrumental to helping me get over a few obstacles in my life. But he showed me how to do a lot of things in our writings. And he
Cool as hell.
later on in life, when I was trying to get my life cleaned up, he stepped in and helped out a little bit. And I would be remiss to not talk about how that book just came out to sell some copies. So Fenway Punk, fucking go buy it. Chris Wren, Bridge 9 Records, Sully's brand, Good Human. Not the best baseball team, but got to jab that in there. But Good Human, done a lot of good things for a lot of people. Help put out a lot of music, help shape uh, hardcore as a genre. So Fenway Punk, please check it out. And now on to the final two topics.
We got two big releases this last week. Um, I think we should start with Angel Dust.
Okay.
Um, Angel Dust band needs zero introduction, especially not from fucking me. Uh, but
So
that band,
you're a big fan.
I am a so I funny story. So I used to work in a coffee shop, um, and I needed music that I enjoyed that I could also get away with playing at a coffee shop um, in Center City, Philadelphia. And so I went with a lot of Angel Dust's like mid period material.
Okay.
Um, and because of that, I ended up in Angel Dust's top 0.001 listenership for at least 1 or 2 years on Spotify. So I have listened to a lot of their music. Even though it's not necessarily like I really like the band, but it's also not like I would not consider myself like a diehard super fan. But I think it is really funny that if we're just looking at listenership stats, like I am a stan who should be kept away from justice. Uh,
So I'm not the most familiar with Angel Dust. I remember the video, I really love my dog, and like a couple other things that came out.
mhm.
Uh Angel Dust being the post TUI band that Justice was in. I knew there would be high expectations. I thought it was going to be fast punk rock when it first came out. It
I
was
mean,
not.
the first Rock the Fuck On Forever was very kind of like straightforward, sort of fast punk ish.
I was expecting more like more double bass, like really more traditional hardcore, as well as more along those lines is what I was expecting, and it did not catch me, and it
It's
wasn't.
not a heavy band.
No. Brand New Soul is probably the record that like that's my Angel Dust record. Front to back, I love that record. That's the one that like, all right, this is now hitting a bunch of different like melodic needs that I didn't know I had to have in my life. And I love that record. So the new one came out. Let's Cold to the Touch just came out. Thoughts. You go first because you are in the 0.0000001%, and so you are technically the authority.
Technically the authority. I really like this record. I don't know if it's my favorite Angel Dust record, but I think it's probably in the top three for me. It's really good. It is. It was a really good listen. It is. It's perfect for what it is. I think they've really dialed in what it is that they do. Songwriting is, I think, at the top of their game. Um, yeah, it. I enjoyed it a lot, and I'll probably be spending it more over the next. You know, I will be spinning it more moving forward. I guess I should say.
Word. To me, because my real control, my base is going to be Brand New Soul. This record to me was more. I don't have a better way of putting it, but a bigger, maybe even big room rock record played by hardcore kids that definitely did not forget their roots in any way, shape, or form. Uh, the songs get increasingly more aggressive throughout the whole thing. It starts off, it pops off hard, but it gets the aggression just creeps up and creeps up and creeps up till you get to the very end, and then you have a Trapped Under Ice song.
Yeah, that final track reminded me a lot of. Do you remember the "Trapped on the Ice" song that was on the America Hardcore comp a couple
Yes,
years ago? Knox. It reminded me of that track a lot. Um, yeah,
yeah,
like a good midway point between TUI on the record that everyone loves them for, and the final record that a lot of people didn't.
let's give while we're talking about Angel Dust, you know what? I'm just gonna say Trapped Under Ice Heat Wave is my second favorite Angel Dust record. I'll just go out and put that out there because I don't because it could be like it could be your favorite Turnstile record or it could be your favorite Angel Dust record because it's not the traditional sound of TUI. It has a lot of the players from all three bands. I don't know the full lineup on that particular record other than Justice, but that record, Heat Wave by Trapped Under Ice, I figured if that was going to be TUI, I was expecting Angel Dust to be the fast version of it. Like, so when that came out, I was like, "Eh." But I could even say that as a TUI record, there are songs that fit in with the rest of the catalog, but by and large, that to me really could have been the progenitor for either Angel Dust or even You could make the argument, time and space, turnstile for some of the more, I don't want to say fans, but the more echoey. I don't know guitar words, but the way the guitar sounded, the tones and the in and out, like it's almost like surf rock. That's
Yeah,
I could put that in there.
the delay pedals and whatnot.
There it is. You've played instruments. You understand.
I have not, but I'm friends with a lot of musicians.
I am too, and I don't know shit about their gear. I was like, ah, you guys want to get a burrito? That's about as far as I go when they start talking about gear. I zone the fuck out. It's like talking to me about Pokemon. Like, I don't know what these do. What Squirtle? That's a movie that I'm not allowed to watch in public, right? Ah, Valentine's Day joke. All right, I'll see
Jesus
myself.
Christ.
But yeah, that Angel Dust, Cold to the Touch. I'm hopeful with that last track being essentially a TUI track they could have fit on uh, any of the last two non-Heatwave records, be it Big Kiss or Secrets. That song would fit in perfectly on there. Hopefully, that means we'll get TUI soon. My only real complaint about this record, other than the fact that like I've only listened to it a couple times, Justice's voice sounds really low in the mix. No matter how I play it, it just sounds like his vocals are super low in the mix, and I wish they would bring them up because he's got good vocals.
I remember you mentioned that to me when we were chatting about the record earlier. Um, that didn't really stand out to me. So, um, you know, but I like the mix of the record a fair bit, but can't really speak to that, I guess is all I'm saying.
If the worst thing I can
As
say
I
about
bring
it,
this to a grinding halt.
yeah, that's fine. The worst thing that I can say about a record is like I think the vocals should be higher in the mix for a band that I
Hmm.
don't have a lot of familiarity with, and I have no horse in the race. I think that's a pretty good critique. It's if you like a rockier, a more of
Jeez.
a aggressive rock sound with a
Hmm.
lot of hardcore elements, this is going to be in your top 10. I think it's going to be a top 5 record for a lot of people, a lot of publications, whatever. I think this is going to be a very spoken about record, and I think this might be their going for it record. So you might actually start seeing Angel Dust in like video games or commercials or soundtracks for movies and TV. So don't be surprised if songs from this record start showing up like Turnstile did, which would be kind of cool.
Honestly, I would love that for them. Hope hope in some small way that Turnstile continues to be like a high tide that raises all ships. I don't. I think there's a strong argument to be made that that tide has gotten as high as it's going to go, but you know,
We'll see. That's going to be a
I
good
don't want
topic
to.
for another episode.
Yeah, I don't want to take a not. I don't want to take a damn thing away from anybody. I'm just curious to see how this wave crests.
Well, the one thing I'll say about that wave is if you have Military Gun, Drug Church, Fiddlehead, Angel Dust, I don't think there's who else is really on that top of that list. Maybe Scowl, even though they're uh, yeah, I
Depends
think
on
that.
depending on what Gougeway does next. They kind of took a few years away there, but um, you know, that last record, Burnt Sugar, was right there. So I'd
Have
love
you
to
heard?
see.
Have you
Go
heard
ahead.
Deep Sage yet?
Yes, is that
No, 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 no. It's okay because I thought for a second, wait a minute, which one came first? When you said that, like, oh fuck, I don't even remember. So I was like, oh, what's the
no?
other one
You're
called?
right. Yeah, no, I was thinking of Deep Stage.
Well, okay. So between the two of us, we'll figure out timing and stuff. It's cool. But yeah, I think you're right. I think hardcore, the wave is as high as it's going to get for strictly hardcore for right now. The adjacent wave is the one that I think is going to go up higher. Uh,
That's a good call.
and Turnstile is leading the way. They're in two different skateboarding video games.
That's
That
cool.
doesn't that doesn't happen because like they're not good or they're not recognized. They haven't hit a level. They have hit a giant level. They did a great but short, succinct, sweet speech at the Grammys for winning. So I think the adjacent wave is something that like I should probably pay more attention to in all reality because I don't. So I probably should.
It's interesting to see how this stuff comes back around because something similar happened in the 90s. And it's cool to see this subculture. Not that we need a damn thing from wider society. um I remember when I was still getting into hardcore and like trying to learn how to do like gruff screaming and stuff like that. And my dad was like, "Are you really sure you want to invest so much time and energy into this screaming music? It's probably a fad that's going to go away." You know, and my God, was he wrong? Uh, so I mean, partially in a my God, it really was in a phase way, and also in a uh, yeah, the scene continues to be cool and vibrant and active, and I think anything that gets more kids into hardcore, like anyone that's gonna see, you know, it's gonna see Turnstile at the Grammys and start going to a hardcore show
Yeah, exactly.
is cool as hell. Um, and I hope Angel S continues to do that as well.
So
I want more kids at shows. I want more people coming out and supporting their local scene. I hope that's what happens from all of
I think it's going to take a minute. We're going to have a bunch of children of Fiddlehead and Drug Church and Angel Dust and Turnstile. We're going to have a lot of children of. I suspect one or two of them they're going to get their proverbial master's degree and up things even more. So,
Yeah, it'll
uh,
be cool to see this generation of music digested and what comes next for sure.
yeah, it's funny you mentioned this generation. Our final topic is about a band that has transcended genre record after record after record, and nobody has been able to catch them. Many have tried, but we're talking about
My God, so many have tried and absolutely failed to ever touch fucking Converge.
let's fucking go.
Ugh.
So, Love Is Not Enough, the first studio LP for Converge since
2017.
2017.
If we're
Goddamn,
not counting Converge Blood Moon.
we are not. I'll say right now, we are. I am not.
I think
I've
that
tried.
record's underrated. Uh,
I sold it. I sold it. I've listened to it twice. I said nope, and I eBayed the fuck out of it. I had no problem
Fair
saying it.
enough.
I like Chelsea Wolf. I like Converge together. Not for me.
Fair. I understand why it bounced off a lot of people. It wasn't what they were going to Converge for. But thought it was cool. As we just before we get too deep in the weeds on this, as we discussed before, I like anytime a band will risk alienating their fan base to put out something that they find artistically fulfilling. Um,
Self Defense
and
Family.
Self Defense Family has arguably built their entire career on doing precisely that.
That's why I love them.
Yeah, but Converge, Love Is Not Enough record dropped this past Friday. Fucking love it. I fucking love it. It's so good. Um, I've listened to it a few times now. I'm trying not to like put it on in the background at all. Like every time I've listened to it, I've tried to like give it a concentrated headphones listen. And oh my God, it's so good.
I have a Converge tattoo. I have the skulls from When Forever Comes Crashing on the CD. That's what I have tattooed on the right below my right kneecap, because that was the first Converge record that I ever really heard, and that scared the ever living shit out of me. I was like, "What? These are vocals? this is this is this is the harshest thing I've ever heard." And normally I would have run from it, but my favorite band, or one of my two favorite bands of all time, Integrity, uh, Humanity's the Devil, is probably my number one hardcore record of all time. And that record fucking terrified me. And the reason why I stuck with Converge was because I got that same feeling of auditory terror, listening to When Forever Comes Crashing, like I did Humanity's the Devil. So here we are, like almost 30 years later from when I first heard them, to their 11th studio record. I think that's right. I
I
think
want to
it's
say that's
11.
right.
Uh, Splits, singles, Blood Moon. Like they've done a lot, and I I I have my complaints about it. I have my complaints about it, but they're not dickhead complaints. Uh, this is a band at the very top of their game. Every single member creatively is at the top of their game. They work so well as a unit.
Yeah, this is a finely tuned machine. Just all cylinders firing.
It So I'll go. The title track "Love Is Not Enough" was the first single that came out. I had a
This
feeling,
track on the
okay,
record.
it's like, all right, so this is the intro. This is how we are going to introduce this record to us. It's the same as like Dark Horse, the way Dark Horse did. It's the same way as Concubine hit. It They are very good at picking an opening track. The opening salvo from "Love Is Not Enough" into "Bad Faith," and then "Distract and Divide." I forget. I could pull the list up. I'll go this by memory. All the way to the very end, which was "We Were Never the Same," or "We Weren't Meant to Be the Same." We were never the same. Uh, there is a perfect flow for this record. The the one oh god damn it, what is it? Uh
Track list in front of me.
the instrumental track, Throwdown, Beyond Repair. That is a song that could have very easily been what started off the record and could have very easily closed the record. Instead, it's right in the middle, and it runs into Amon Amarth. I'm not going to say the name right on purpose.
Monomuck.
Amon Amarth, correct? And and
How very cult of you.
true. I'm very true. Uh, it's it's there's no missing on this record. I think the song that really encapsulates all of it is "Make Me Forget You." I think that holds everything that Converge has done over the last three records for sure. And you could probably make the argument to go back to, I would even say, yeah, I would say Axe to Fall Forward. Everything they've changed tone wise, music wise, sound wise, uh, orchestration wise, from Axe to Fall to, now Love Is Not Enough. Make Me Forget You is all of that in one song. And it's like it's the biggest standout track to me out of everything. Uh, on a very a short 10-track Converge LP that I thought, when they said it's gonna be 10 songs, like, oh, you're fucking with us. They're gonna do a deluxe edition. There's gonna be 5 more songs. We'll get some other singles. But no, that was it. That was it. It was just 10 tracks.
Yeah. I certainly could have done with some more Converge. I wouldn't be surprised though if we don't see some sort of follow up EP in the next couple of months. They did the same with The Dusk in Us, right? Beautiful Ruin came out sometime afterwards. Um, the exact same thing happened with Axe to Fall. They had On My Shield come out as a 7-inch afterwards from the same session. So um, I would be very surprised if we don't see more material from them. But I really liked it. It is like it is 30 minutes. It is it and as soon as it's over, I'm like, oh shit, I gotta listen to that again. Um
They wrote a hardcore record. They
they wrote it.
converged their own version of a hardcore record this time around.
Yeah, and I fucking love it. Um Man, I think my favorite track might be track two. I'm not sure. I'm sure that's gonna change. Yeah. That opening riff, like I can as soon as that riff started playing, I'm like, I can see kids going back and forth doing the creepy crawlies in the pit to that to that track. Um,
Jake has a Substack that you sent. You sent this to me. I'm actually subscribed to it, but I've been on Substack in forever, and I'm glad you did because it had a very good breakdown of what all the song meanings. So if you're on Substack, again, thank you for fucking. I was paying attention before the record came out, and I just forgot to go back on Substack. But you sent that, and
there's so many things on the internet, man. You can't keep track of them all.
it's almost it's almost like other forces in life in our daily existence here in America are trying to shatter our very sanity every new day. It's almost like five new things happen. But that wouldn't happen in America.
I
No,
don't. I'm not entirely sure what you're talking about. It's something. Is there
cat
something in the news?
memes. This
Cat
cat
memes.
memes. Cat memes.
It's
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 always
cat memes.
cat memes and Cardi B for all I know.
Um, I mean, I understand that all cats are beautiful.
All cats are also bouncy. So dumb. So dumb. Converge. Did you happen to buy any of the vinyl variants this time?
I did not. I don't typically pre-order vinyl.
Really?
Yeah, I don't have a record player at the moment.
Well, that there.
I So up until the last couple of years, I lived a extremely nomadic lifestyle, shall we say? Um, Never in the same place long enough to feel comfortable really collecting things that I couldn't easily shove into a duffel bag when my life fell apart, so I could move on to the next thing. So vinyl didn't really figure into that. I've started collecting some records now, but it's still like almost like a psychological thing of like, can I even get this? Because what if everything goes bad?
I'm on the other end of that where I have the FOMO of, oh God, if I don't. But I also, by the way, folks, if you're ever on like in therapy in any way, shape, or form, and if they ask you what's a way that you deal with your depression, and you reply, click add to cart, they do not like that. But it's something that I have done. So
At least
my
you're being honest.
yeah, I'm trying. Uh, I did take ketamine before driving, and like I just feel that if uh, I just believe that like different music does different things for people. This band, there is a lot behind every record, and you can tell the growth as people as the topics and the songs change.
Yeah,
And I
it
really love that.
it was funny. The second to last time that I saw Converge was on their tour with it was like the first tour after pandemic. It was one of the most insane lineups I've ever seen in my life. It was Converge, Full of Hell, Thou, and Uniform.
Yep.
Um,
Wild. Saw that in Nashville. Wild.
it so sick. But Converge also not a band that typically does encores, but they came out and did an encore. And they Jacob got up there and he's like, next song, Very stupid song. It's called Concubine. Let's go.
Did
Uh,
they play the song from Cyberpunk when you saw them?
yes,
Okay,
I
because I
think
because that was one of the only new tracks they released for a really long time.
that song
Uh,
is cool.
it's weird, but it's very cool. So I just wanted to ask, uh, did
Yeah.
did Val do their Zayo cover when you saw them as well?
No, I don't think so. That makes me sad that they do a Zayo cover because he has the perfect voice for it.
They did 5 Year Winter. That was the song they covered, and
Fucking love Thou.
it was really good. Full of Hell, crushed. Love that band. Would love. That's we talk about doing deep dives. I know we've talked about doing a Converge deep dive, and that is one that we are I listened to all the Converge records this past week to get ready to talk about this in a eloquent way, and I fucking failed. But I made sure to go back and listen to all the old records to hear the progression. And I think it's another band that we should probably go in on as far as a discography goes.
I think so too. I think Full of Hell in time will be will be the people like I think they are the clearest torchbearer for Converge.
Yes, and
In
no,
terms of like really like genre defining, like genre defying, try to move the envelope forward, do something cool, do something interesting with every record. They have a coherent visual style. Like I think in a lot of ways, like that is like one of the and they do it all without ever trying to sound like Converge. But I think the DNA is very clear in the way that they approach their art.
but yeah, no, I love Full of Hell. They're a band that's a very not again another challenging band to listen to, just like Converge was very challenging for me. Uh, I do love Converge quite a bit. Uh, you touched on the things that you wanted with a few more songs. I really feel that they listened to Hatebreed's first two LPs before writing this record. Like, let's just get it done. Let's make it the shortest record humanly possible. And they did it. If you cut out Beyond Repair, which is like, I'm actually going to pull up the time on it because I want to know how long that is. Beyond Repair is 2.5 minutes. If you cut that out, you have the average length of some of people's favorite hardcore records. This is Converge's hardcore record. It's also the first record you could actually understand Jake's vocals the most. Now, Grant, we've been listening to this band for a while, but if you drop this record into a normie's ears, they go, I understand 70% of what he's saying. So I think that's another change in their sound.
Yeah. Um, I was missing some of the Sea Dragon elements of his voice in this, to be honest. But it's also it doesn't miss a bit of a bit of the intensity.
I got
He
one more
sounds
thing
great. Yeah.
to say about conversion intensity. So I don't know if we're going to have another Furnace Fest this year. I know you can always the name got bought out. We don't know what's going to happen with it for all the Southeast kids that grew up going to Furnace Fest. It's very very sad that things worked out the way they did. There's all the bullshit on the internet, but when you talk about Converge intensity, when they played Furnace Fest, sound was not right at all. And you could see each individual member getting madder and madder and madder at the sound people as shit was not going right. And you could almost see them play their instruments out of spite to break the speakers and just aggressively hitting things they normally would not hit uh, vocally and musically. And I think like we lost like 20 minutes, 15, 20 minutes from their set, which makes me think we might have heard some of those songs then. That might have been like the one of the big debuts for it. Because I think that was one of the first shows they were doing right before they started writing the record. Because they started writing it in like I remember the Substack. I want to say they started sitting down, like really putting it together October last year. It's October, November. So they might have had Love Is Not Enough ready to go, and because of all the fuck ups, we missed. You might have missed a debut that year. I don't know if we did or not, but I'd like to think that we did. I mean, I still love Furnace Fest and all the stuff it did, and the cool stuff I've seen. But I've never seen Converge angry. That's the first time I've seen Converge angry, like actual fucking mad. The intensity is there when they get on stage. They fucking command all the space around them, and it draws you in. Converge, Love Is Not Enough.
I
It's
think
too
if
early to
you,
call.
I think if you fell off from, say, All We Love We Leave Behind, I think this record will pull you back in.
Yeah, and because if the Dusk and Us didn't do it for you. By the way, All We Love We Leave Behind is
One of my one of my top.
number two. Number two. It's my number two.
Yeah.
It's my number two. Uh, Axe to Fall is my number one. Jane Doe is my number three. Although Jane Doe, it's used in music theory. It's a record that comes from hardcore that's
Almost I'm
used
not
in music theory.
I'm almost not comfortable putting Jane Doe into a ranking of Converge records because it has so thoroughly transcended that conversation. Does that make sense?
It
Like
does. It's an
it's
academic
like
record
what are
now.
your like what are your top 10, like what are your top 10 or top 5 Converge records, and we will assume Jane Doe is like sits outside of it. um I don't know if that makes sense, but uh
It's a monolith. It's
yeah.
hard to make a monolith your number one when a monolith is it can potentially overshadow everything else. Um, but
Yeah, I'm it I remember watching a YouTube video of Kurt in uh like an NYU music theory class, and like they're just listening to the record, and it's like
it was it was on par with when they had Killer Mike and LP and they did Run the Jewels when they talked about the first or second Run the Jewels record, Killer Mike's first last Killer Mike's LP that LP did, then LP's Cancer for Cure, and they talked about it was the same kind of setup, and it was very you're right, it's very weird seeing Converge in an academic setting. I can't wait for their Tiny Desk concert. I'm very excited for that. It's not real. I just want it to happen.
I, do it.
It would be dope. But yeah, Converge, musical monolith, a genre defining band. They have been doing this for forever. They have their own tones. We like, oh, they're ripping off Converge. Oh, it's a Converge tone. It's a Converge tone. That's a Converge drum fill. They have become synonymous
I mean,
with
Kurt built his
extreme.
own has his own guitars and like, you know, like God City has their own instruments and pedals and whatnot. So it's like he it's they're a band that have gone beyond, like, I remember back when Tumblr was a thing, and you could write in and ask people questions. I mean, Tumblr still exists, and I'm still on it. Good luck trying to find me. Um, but
Link in bio.
link in bio. Absolutely not. Um, what's on my Tumblr is between me, my mutuals, and God. Uh, but I remember someone writing in like to Converge, like, hey, like, what are some of your big influences for the next record? I forget which one was. Probably All We Love at that point would have been the record that they were asking about.
Well, I wouldn't say that. I would say either Axe to Fall or No Heroes.
Okay.
I don't know Tumblr. I don't know
Oh,
Tumblr.
No Heroes predates Tumblr by a couple of years, because No Heroes comes out in 05, 06.
Six. And you
And
failed me
Tumblr,
with
I think, started
0304.
in 2007 and wasn't popping until like 2020. So yeah, Always Love.
Oh my God, that Jesus Christ, that is old. Sorry, I had a moment. I've lived in Greenville, South Carolina since like 2012, 2011, 2012, and I saw Converge on that All We Love tour at the original Masquerade with Converge and I want to say Tusk or Baroness or some shit. I don't remember. Clavertech was one of the bands that I really enjoyed them. It might have been Torch for all I know. Look, that was bong hits ago, and I don't remember everyone who played that show. I did dabs for the first time before that show. So,
Word. What I was trying to get at
sorry.
is that someone on Tumblr wrote in and was and asked about, you know, when you guys write music, who are your influences? And I remember thinking it was a little uh I was a little off put by, I'm assuming, Jake's answer at the time, but I think it's just borne out to be absolutely true. Was Jacob just said like, we don't really pull from anybody else, we're just doing our own. And I like like clearly they have, like, obviously they have influences, but that there's it's hard to think of a band that is just so much in their own lane
Starkweather.
that
The answer is Starkweather.
Dark Weather, uh, Rorschach, uh,
There's another one.
definitely some Biohazard in there, Neurosis. Um, yeah, and I think they would all cop to that, but they're also, you know, they they looked at all of the tools that those bands gave them and then went and built their own.
They built their own Convergiverse.
Yeah.
The
Uh,
Banonverse?
no, it's more than just that, dude. Like,
Convergiverse. Convergiverse.
yeah.
Uh, that'd be a fun
Co-
thing to talk about one
The
day. Well,
Converse,
Converge.
Converse, uh, Chuck Taylor's,
That
Free
great.
Association.
People thought, did he just do dabs off camera? No, I did not.
And
I'm just old and
I haven't
stupid.
touched weed in years.
I'm just old and stupid. I get hit in the head a lot, so I can say that with impunity. Um,
But
yeah,
yeah,
dude.
I really like this record. Um, I'm excited to see them. I'm a little bummed that when they're coming through, it's going to be supporting Poison the Well. Um, I'm sure they will have tours after that, but I
Oh, yeah.
wanted it. I wanted to the next time I saw Converge, I wanted it to be their show. Mm.
That that you saying that reminded me of something that I think we touched on, like when the tour happened, and we messaged each other back and forth. I feel like this was either you and me or me and like someone else who was like really excited for it. That they're like, why, the same thing, the same Jesus Christ, samosas. The same thing was brought up. How can you have this band open for that band as far as the size? And Poison the Well, although this is not the main topic, like Poison the Well in their own rights have a similar converged trajectory, albeit not as influential in comparison. But there's definitely a very similar trajectory, and I can see why this record coming back for Poison the Well is big instead of Converge headlining it. Because I think you're right, they're going to have their own headlining tour. I know they'll have high placement, if not headlining placement on big shows like Outbreak and stuff like that, big fests. And you know, if they're homies with Poison the Well, that's cool. But I think like there's a few bands from our era, those early aughts, that like have carried in so far into hardcore a true musical genre defying and defining legacy. And that's two bands that both launched millions of ships and probably
For
pulled
sure.
in more people into music than they may get credit for. And I want to make sure that Converge has done a lot, as well as a lot, but for the topic for tonight, Converge has been a big influence on people's art, music theory, how they record, professional recording, how to tour, all forms of media. Hey, Ben, what you doing, kid? And
They absolutely put out the blueprint for how to be a long running band in this space. Mm, That, yeah, I think I can't think of anyone else that maybe Terror.
yeah, Terra's another one. Yeah, we'll have to sit down and brainstorm like longevity bands that did not
Hmm.
take breaks, that did not take long breaks. And I don't think there's gonna be. I don't think there's gonna be a lot of names on there. In all reality,
I think it's Convergent Terror.
there might.
Name a third.
Are we looking for one? We are. We're looking for a third.
We're looking
Uh,
for a third.
maybe Envy. I think Envy could probably be one of the only other ones that I would actually be able to pull and say that would make sense, especially in the hardcore world.
Or,
Uh,
but is anyone talking about Envy in the year of our Lord 2026?
not in America.
But you know what I mean, right? Like,
No, no, you're no, I no, you are right. I ride with that. That is true. Terror and Converge probably are two of the ones that like record after record, year after year, not really taking real breaks. Uh,
like Converge took a bit of a break, but like they put out uh they put out a record that they clearly wanted to do, which was really cool. Whether or not it's your thing. Um, you know, I think that record also did a lot to bring people into Converge. I knew people that like I didn't fucking understand a single Converge record until Blood Moon came out, and like now I've gone back and I'm like, oh, this is cool. Um, and then they put out a bunch of other stuff. There was like Jacob Bannon put out like fucking
where he wounds.
Where Your Wounds, Umbra Vitae, and Blood from the Soul.
Oh, I forgot about Blood from the Soul. I thought Umbra Vitae was the only one, but yeah. And Super. Don't forget Super Machiner. Let's not forget Super Machiner.
Yeah, that Super Machina record's cool as hell. No, but like but I'm just talking about like since the last Converge record came out, right? Like, you know, so
And then if you add in the expanded universe of members of the current lineup, you got Cave In and you got Mutoid Man to throw in there as well. So
Haven, Mutoid Man, Old Man Gloom.
fuck, I always forget about Old Man Gloom. I always forget about them. I feel stupid.
Isn't Ben also in Scorpion Milk, or did I make that up?
We're gonna say it's real. I don't even know if it's a real band name. I don't know if it's a real band, but we're gonna say it's real because you know what? We like to have fun here.
So whether or not he's in that band, worth looking, giving that record a spin. It's fucking weird and it's cool as hell. Um, Let me look this up so I'm not just talking out of my ass.
All right,
Sorry.
you want me to try to vamp?
Vamp for me for a second.
All right, I'll vamp. Oh, not Vogue, vamp. Uh, so as a long-term Converge fan at this point, um, seeing the band, I think in more eras than I probably rightfully should have. I've seen them since Hellfest 2000 to what I'm sure will be the post-COVID tour with Full of Hell and Uniform and Thou, as previously spoken about. I'm wondering, and at Furnace Fest being the most recent, they're probably one of the longest running bands I've seen live outside of maybe Hatebreed and maybe Terror. Those are probably the three bands. If you had to, like, hey, what bands have you seen the most across your life? Hatebreed and Terror. Well, which bands have you seen consecutively in all their eras? It Converge is definitely there. I do have my own Converge eras. Some of them might be surprising to people. Some of them might not be. There will definitely be on the Converge deep dive. We're definitely going to go in on very specific parts of it. There's stuff that like,
I can't find this information.
all right, no big deal. I think I did okay vamping for the first time.
No, you did perfect. I love you.
Love you too. What? um, yeah, like I I don't think I have too much else to put in for this episode. I think we've got everything kind of knocked out. Maybe even got all of our ideas knocked loose. So
Waka
sorry.
waka.
I'm gonna dress as the crow. All right. All right. Uh again, thank you all for watching. Again, as
If you've
previously
made it to
stated,
this far into, we've been going for 90 minutes. If you've made it this far, God bless you. Thank you for watching. Um, we will continue to put out and record things. Hopefully, you guys enjoy watching it. And like, comment, and subscribe.
Patreon coming soon. Uh, there's gonna be an OnlyFans, but it's just pictures of my cats. I have seven cats. We'll get them. You know what? We might have to get Silas on here. Maybe Lito. Definitely Buddy because he's the old man. I think they might have some stories of when they got into hardcore. I
I
think
would
it'd be
love, I would love to have an episode that is just your cat, just 90 minutes of just like, are
just
these guys
asking
going
them
to talk
questions.
about hardcore at all? Like, no, it's
Just ask,
just Adam's
just ask them.
cats.
Just ask them questions and see how they reply. You don't know. Could be fun.
Could
All
be
right.
fun.
All right. I've had a blast. I hope you guys enjoy this episode. Great talk as always. The prepping gets
Absolutely.
better and better.
We
I'm Adam.
and Kate. This was Adam and Kate plus 8.
Episode
One.
one. Real one.
Real one.
Real ones recognized. Real lies, real lies, real lies. All right. I'm out. Have a good night. Thank you so much for paying attention to us.
Oh.
Peace.